So Caitlin Clark plays great again in game 2, but the Fever loses Squeaker. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our channel. I'm Mark.
And I'm Rob.
So hey, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. Hit the notification bell when you do, so you get notified of our next video. And join us for Caitlin Clark's crossover every Monday and Thursday from 6 to 7 and 5:30 to 6:30, respectively, Eastern time, except for major holidays like Memorial Day. And also join us for the live game on Thursday night, which is again at 7:30. This time it's in Atlanta with the Fever. And tonight they played in Indianapolis and they lost 91-90. They were losing the whole game, tied it up, and then lost it at the end, Rob. It's not a good ending.
They didn't. The third quarter was a telling quarter. They didn't come out well in the third quarter, which was a sign like last year that you got to come out. I don't know what you got to do at halftime. You got to keep it going, but they didn't come out strong in that third quarter.
Yeah, they were behind the whole first half, and they got it down to 2 points at halftime, and then started out poorly in the third quarter, which is what they used to do all last year.
Right. Yeah.
And then they got it tied, and then they actually had a chance to win it. And Natasha Howard, I think she missed twice, really. I don't know why the play wasn't set up for Kelsey Mitchell or Caitlin Clark, but that's what Caitlin Clark was shooting well. I would have had Caitlin Clark take the inbound pass, throw it to somebody, and then have him give it back to Clark, because that's usually the most dangerous person, is the person throwing the inbound pass.
Well, Mark, there's numerous ways too. If she's not inbounding the ball, you set screens for her to get her open. And right. I'm sorry, Natasha Howard is not taking the last shot. If I'm the coach, Caitlin Clark is taking the last shot. I don't care what. Even if everybody in the arena knows who's going to take the last shot, the best player. So I have to make sure I design plays and I make sure Caitlin Clark has the ball in her hand, and whatever, in 10 seconds, 9 seconds in the game. So it seems like this coach doesn't learn. I don't know what these coaches are thinking.
But I have no idea, Rob. She had 2 game-winning shots when she was in college, and she had no chance in the pros. No chance. Just give her the ball. Let her.
I don't get it. I'm used to use your word. I'm flabbergasted how you would not have the ball in Caitlin Clark's hand for the last shot.
I thought it was going to be different. I will say that Stephanie White did call timeouts to stop the momentum at the proper times, as opposed to Christy Sides couldn't figure out something as simple as that. And I will say their defense was a lot better than last year, but it still wasn't always good around the perimeter.
Right. They were getting those threes in the third quarter. They were, Ryan Howard hit like almost back-to-back threes, whatever, and
three threes in a row. And the offense doesn't have enough movement when they're not running, and they didn't run enough either.
No.
So I don't know what to say. All I can say is Caitlin Clark looks like the best player in the league. That's all I can say. Whether she's actually the best player in the league yet, I don't know. Her defensive stance is much better. Her defense is much better. Her turnovers are down. Her assists are up. Her shooting percentage is up.
Her rebounding is up.
She looks like a monster out there, Rob. And I'm not surprised at all. This is what I said. I think she's going to be gangbusters this year. I think she's going to be the best player in the league, and she's going to be MVP. And that's what she looks like. I'm not trying to give her the award like they did with Asia Wilson last year after 2 games, but I'm just telling you how great she looks after 2 games.
Yeah, she looks like she's primed and ready to be MVP material, but the team's got to start a little bit gelling. That's why I kind of predicted 30 wins, but that's only 1 game, only 1 loss, and but I do see some, like I said, some flaws in the defense, and also, like you said, Mark, in the offense. Too much standing around. I mean, one part was Caitlin Clark is staying in the corner. There's got to be more movement. When they do movement, they seem to score easy baskets.
Yeah, they get rematched Thursday night, so we'll find out what happens. But I'll pull up the stats and we can go over them. And then we got some highlights. Bonner was awful. She didn't do really anything. She had 3 rebounds, but in 16 minutes she scored 0 points. And Howard wasn't good either, Rob. I mean, her defense was pretty good, but 3 for 9, 0 for 4 at the free throw line. That's why they lost.
There. Yep, right there. I was going to say 0 for 4 from the free throw line. That's where they lost the game right there.
16 for 26. They missed 10 free throws, 61%. Even Clark missed 2, which is surprising. But, you're going to miss him sometimes. But Natasha Howard only had 6 points, but she did have 9 rebounds. Okay, but no steals or blocks and 4 turnovers again. She had 4 turnovers last game, if I remember correctly, Rob. She's got to cut down on her turnovers. She's not handling the ball a lot like Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark only had 3 turnovers, and she had 11 assists.
Right.
Her assist-to-turnover ratio, Rob, is way better than last year right now. She's got 6 turnovers and 21 assists. Way better, like 3.5. So last year was 1.5. So all those people that worry about turnovers, well, she's cut down on them, and she's also shooting better, and she's already got 10.5 assists per game, Rob, and her rebounds, she's got 15.
Which should be more because they still I don't get to missing the easy little shots.
They miss the easy ones.
Yeah.
And she's averaging, looks like she's averaging 23.5 points a game, too. So that's pretty impressive, Rob. Kelsey Mitchell shot well. It wasn't Kelsey Mitchell's fault either. I thought her defense was better again than it was last year. So those two are playing better defense, even though occasionally there might have been a lapse on the 3-point shot. Kelsey Mitchell was 9 for 15, and she also had 24 points, and she had 2 assists and a steal, and 2 for 3 from threes. Dantas only played 3 minutes. She took 1 shot. She got a rebound. That's really not much to say about her. Brianna Turner is not a good offensive player, but she did have a really nice block, and she had a nice pass too. But I think that the person that she caught the pass to got fouled. But
yeah, she had a chase down block. That was really nice.
Right, but she only scored 1 point, and Sydney Colson didn't do much. She was 1 for 2, had no assists in 9 minutes. I don't think she's the answer at point guard for backup point guard. They really need Sophie Cunningham to be healthy. Rob, when they formed this team this year, the GM and the president and the coach all said to the players that were coming along, look, and we're building around these 3 players, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, and Caitlin Clark. And they were right to say that. And they're also right looking at these stats today. Because Aaliyah Boston also had a nice game. She was 9 for 13. And she actually, was 6 for 7 at the free throw line, which is fine. And 10 rebounds and 4 assists and 2 blocks, Rob.
Yeah, we were worried about how she would go against Griner, who's like 6'7", much taller. And she did a fine job.
I think Griner's listed at 6'9". I'm not sure if she's 6'9".
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, 6'9". Sorry, yeah.
So anyways, she played well. And this is the second game in a row she played well. And all those people that were hating on her in the offseason, well, it looks like you're wrong because she looks like she's in shape. She's played 2 great games in a row. And she's been the key to, along with Clark and Mitchell again, those 3 players. And, Lexi Hall did fine. Lexi Hall was fine too. She was a plus 15 when she was in, Rob. See that? The plus minus? Plus 15. Lexi Hall, 6 points, 2 for 4. Her defense was great, and that's probably why they were plus 15, because she plays good perimeter defense, and she's obviously the best perimeter defender on the team, along with Sophie Cunningham. So I don't know what to say. She didn't get a lot of her stats aren't showing it, Rob, but she played really aggressive defense.
Right.
And 3 rebounds, 6 points. And Michaela Timpson didn't get in. Sophie Cunningham's ankle was still sore. So that was the thing. But they had trouble stopping Brianna Jones, and especially Brittany Griner, who was 8 for 13, had 21 points and 8 rebounds. Brianna Jones had 13 rebounds.
Griner's got that nice mid-range shot that she can hit, and then they can't block it because she's like 6'9". So when she shoots it, it's almost it's at almost 8 feet. So yeah, she's got a nice little mid-range game.
But even though the perimeter defense wasn't great, it wasn't awful either, because they shot 26% from threes for Atlanta. So their defense was good. It just their offense is not gelling yet. It's going to take a while.
The defense was good except for the third quarter, because though they didn't shoot that well, Atlanta, the 3-point, those 3-pointers mattered in that third quarter.
Right. Yeah, for the first and third quarter, they were inconsistent on their defense. So here's Kelsey Mitchell tying up the game. They were losing the whole game. She had a nice drive. Here's a Clark dish.
Yeah, very nice. It is was the assist of the game. There's so many.
Here's
they
a Clark
made that the assist of the game.
She made a number of great passes again. The fact that the GMs didn't say she was the best passer in the league is pathetic, Rob. It's just more and more pathetic. I can't get over that.
Yeah. Yeah, it really makes them sad what they're thinking about.
Here's a Clark with a 3.
Yep, that pull up. I like that. Like I said, the defense is backing off, so just pull up and shoot the 3.
Another 3 for her. She shot well. She played well. That was close to a logo 3.
Right, like we said before, it's so effortless for her. I mean, the ball's not even like usually when you shoot those long shots, it kind of rattles around and spins around the rim. Hers is like swish. It goes straight in.
Right, and here's Lexi hitting a 3.
Dribbling it out. There you go. Nice.
Shot 47 or 48% last year, but she hasn't been shooting that well yet. So this game.
There's a chase down block.
This is the great.
Yeah, by Turner.
Turner.
Block. Yep.
Look at that.
Very
Great
nice.
play.
You know what, Mark? Mark, you know what? That was even better because when you're blocking the shots, you got to watch out. Usually, you block with the offhand. So if someone's driving in for a left-handed layup, you block with your right. And if they're driving in for a right-handed layup, you got to use your left like she did. Otherwise, it would have been a foul.
Well, she's been first team all defense before.
Yeah, left. If she used her right hand, that would have been a foul. She used the left hand to block that.
Right. Smart foul. So this is a great move by Boston on this play here. Hesitation and a little
crossover. Nice little crossover there.
The hesitation is what really did it, though.
Yep.
So that was a nice play by her. Kelsey Mitchell here, and this one gets a steal, at least to a 2.
Right back to her.
I'll replay that for you guys.
Right back to her. Here you go. Shoot that. First, she was expecting. She's like, I'm getting it back. Oh,
right. Clark's always trying to get Kelsey Mitchell going. Caitlin Clark with another deep 3.
Oh, look at this. It's nothing NBA, nothing but net.
Just watch that.
It doesn't rattle. It doesn't rattle around the rim. It doesn't.
No, she shot well.
It's just money.
Here's another deep 3. She had 5 of them.
It's like a layup for her. You shut out layup.
That might have been the same shot.
Yeah, it was on a different angle.
Natasha Howard doing a nice move in the paint.
She has a little post move with a few moves of the game, but got to make the foul shots.
Look at that pass by Clark.
Yep.
I'd like to see some more passes. Show this again.
It puts the right amount of spin on that bounce pass always when she does that to people.
She may have the best bounce passes ever in the history of basketball, Rob, at this point.
Oh,
yeah. Men or women. This Lexi knocked down and still getting this score.
Yeah, nice. Very nice.
And this is another pass, another angle.
It's the same one.
Yeah, another angle. That pass, just look at that pass, though.
Yeah. That bounce, but yeah, it's just yep.
I think it was started with a block at the other end, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Boston block, and then Clark running. They didn't do enough of this, Rob.
Yeah, they didn't do enough running.
I think Clark's going to complain to the coach and say, hey, we got to run more. That was just the opening tip. So you see that Kelsey Mitchell just is faster than everybody else. Got the ball and just took off. So anyways, that's Bubba Watson was there, a golfer. And Clark likes golf. And so, of course, I guess they knew each other. Looks that way. Anyways, Sophie Cunningham would have made a difference, Rob.
Oh yeah, she definitely would have. I think, Mark. Still, even if she wasn't playing, you still got to like come out in that third quarter again. They came out really flat, and then
They got flat in the first quarter too, Rob. They allowed 32
yeah,
points and 31 points or something in those 2 quarters.
yeah,
So the
yeah.
defense was inconsistent tonight, but it's still better than last year.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially Clark and Mitchell's defense is good. I mean, Boston's defense was good too. I gotta give it. I mean, Lexi Hall's defense was already good last year, but Boston was been pretty good in the post too. So unfortunately, I think their offense was not flowing. So
Yeah, not yet. Yeah, they're still getting used to each other. But like I said, I don't like the pass and then the standing in the corner, and they got to do more cutting. Like she said, she put in a motion off offense, but they got to do more of a motion. They do a lot of screens, and I like that. And Boston's getting used to setting a screen now, which is really cool.
Is she setting the screen better than she did last year?
Oh yeah, much better. She's much better.
All right, so that's important. So, anyways, let's see what you think down below about how they played, how they looked. Clark looked. I think she's making a statement right away for that MVP. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
What's important though is that they win too, and so it's Thursday they get their rematch because they're playing the same team, and hopefully Sophie Cunningham is going to play. And Rob, I was watching this, and Bonner wasn't overly impressive tonight. So I don't know if there was something wrong with her or not. She didn't play a lot of minutes either. Maybe it's because she wasn't playing well. She didn't get a lot of minutes. But I'm thinking anytime that the other team doesn't have a big front line where they play like two bigs and maybe 3 smalls, Sophie Cunningham's going to start instead of Bonner. That's my feeling. And if it's the other way around, they got 3 bigs and 2 small, then I think Brandon Turner's going to start. I think you're going to see different starting lineups based upon those 2 factors.
Right.
I think those are going to be the 6 people that always start unless someone else is injured.
Right.
But that's just my feeling. And then, because even if Sophie Cunningham starts, you still have the energy of Lexi Hall coming off the bench. You have 2 energy people when DeWanna Bonner starts. So, off the bench, which is always great. That's a great option, Rob. Not many teams have 2 really good energy players off there,
Right.
Lexi Hall is our Alex Cardoza, Rob. Comes off the bench, gives them a lot of energy, makes the hustle plays, some things that don't show up in the box score, and plays great defense.
Mark kind of reminds me of somebody I know. I'm not sure, but they remind me of somebody I know.
Rob Glover in his young days?
Yeah, it sounds like somebody I know.
Okay.
Did that.
Is that what you think if Lexi Hall reminds you of Rob? They look a lot alike. Got to admit that.
She's much better looking, Mark. She's much.
If you like this video, hit the like button and feel free to share it with your family, friends, or acquaintances. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, what are you waiting for? It's free, absolutely free. I promise. Hit that notification bell when you do so you get notified of our next video. And join us Thursday night. It's games at 7:30, I believe, in Atlanta. So we're going to go live for that. Rob's going to be there. And at 5:30, we have Kate and Clark's crossover. So we'll talk about the game and stuff like that, both this game and the next game. And Monday night, 6 to 7 Eastern time, except for major holidays like Memorial Day. If you want, you can donate to this channel with super chats and super thanks down below. And there's a link to PayPal. And we'll see you in the next video.
Peace out.
All right. Everything else we could do tomorrow.